Nation. Let's get it.
Touchdown, Raiders!
Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. We are back. Welcome to the latest installment of the Graphk or Wasted Show.
Or the Wasted Graphk Show, whichever way you like to slice it. What's up, brother?
Good to see my brother. Hey, man, that hoodie is cold.
Oh, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. You know, listen, I'm just trying to make sure that we set the pace when it comes to this drip thing, man.
Salute to my brother, Mr. Wasted Talent himself. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, make sure you guys wipe them feet. Pay your bar tabs over at Wasted's channel. Also, hit that subscribe button if you guys have not subscribed yet. We're both trying to get to 2 new milestones, 30K, 20K. Without you guys, we cannot do that. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you a thing. We are already almost over 400 people strong. Salute to everybody also watching on Twitter. If you guys want to get involved in the chat, jump on over to YouTube, Raider Nation Unlimited, OLV Raiders Network. Doesn't really matter. It's all one gang at the end of the day, man. How we feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. And you know, it's so much news. It's like we can't stay away, bro. We got to jump on.
Yeah.
We got to.
Yeah, I tried to take a day off today, and then the Kevin Stefanski news hit, and I was like, you know what? I don't stand a chance today. Then we're covering me and Hammer, the Indiana game tomorrow, Oregon game. I'm trying to stick to taking the weekend off, Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully, man, the Raiders calm the hell down after tomorrow. But
I hope they don't. I hope they don't, man.
No, facts. We love doing this, but sometimes, man, it's just like, God, man, it's just so much going on. But again, man, salute to everybody here in the building. As always, some news broke today, you guys. Raiders to interview Kevin Stefanski for the head coaching job. For those who are not in the know of who Kevin Stefanski is, he was just recently let go from the Cleveland Browns, 2-time coach of the year in 2020 and 2023. That is a very tough thing to do in Cleveland, but he has done it. Actually won a playoff game as well. I believe they beat Pittsburgh out there as well. But I believe, with that strong defense that they have out there, and also they did interview their defensive coordinator for the head coaching job in Cleveland today as well. That didn't work out before. It's him as the head coach. I know Stu has a lot to talk about in regards to that, and we'll get there sometime probably next week because Stu has a lot to talk about in terms of that. But he will be in the building today to meet with the Raiders brass. It looks as though it adds to the other names, the Matt Nagy's of the world, the Vance Josephs of the world. They'll be in Vegas today. So we have a 3-headed monster out there. The OC from Kansas City, Matt Nagy. Again, Kevin Stefanski, former head coach for the Cleveland Browns, and then defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, adding to the OC Clint Kubiak interview tomorrow. So the Raiders are doing our homework. And just also, we interviewed Davis Webb yesterday. So there's no update yet, you guys, as to how that interview went. But he's a hot commodity. I see that he just interviewed with the Baltimore Ravens as well, the quarterback's coach for Denver. How are we feeling about Kevin Stefanski adding that name to the list?
To be honest with you, you got to leave no stone unturned. But Kevin Stefanski's not my personal cup of tea based off of the way that he carried himself with Shador. You know what I mean? And then there's a lot of history with the Stefanski family. I remember, his father being the GM for the Philadelphia 76ers towards the end, and he had like he had some issues with Allen Iverson, right? So the thing about it is, for me, right, I don't want one of them kind of GMs that has that old school way of thinking where they don't like flamboyant players and things like that. You know what I mean? I think that there's room for that in every locker room, right? And I don't want to put this on Kevin Stefanski, right? But he's a guy that has kind of been given this mantra of a quarterback whisperer, and yet he was the guy who ran Baker out of town.
Yeah, and Gabriel looked bad. Shador had an up and down performance this year. Deshaun Watson has been pretty much a shell of an old self, even before this last injury, which it looks as though he may be the guy again next year in Cleveland because of the crazy guarantees that they gave him. So,
yeah.
But look, I'll say this. Kevin Stefanski is a great offensive-minded coach. Okay, this guy has an extensive resume in terms of calling two-time, once again, AP Coach of the Year. This dude has done some great things. Learned under Kevin O'Connell out there in Minnesota. He went from an assistant to an assistant quarterback coach, or tight ends coach, running back coach. He did everything in Minnesota before he was named the head coach in 2020 at 33 years old for the Cleveland Browns. But again, he's been an OC. And again, yes, they had a rough year in Cleveland this year. But I like you said, that no stone is being unturned here in Las Vegas. He is one of the better, bright offensive minds that are available out there. I'm going to say this. I don't think the Raiders hire him. He is from Philadelphia. Keep an eye on the Eagles. If he does not get a head coach elsewhere, New York, I think, is going to be in the sweepstakes as well for him.
Yeah.
But honestly, if he doesn't get another a head coaching job, I can see him taking the OC job in Philly, where he's from. They need a new OC out there. They've struggled on the offensive side of the football. That would be a easy transition for him to go back home to Philly and right the ship out there.
Yeah. The only thing is that I think that, Kevin Stefanski being in this coaching cycle, being the fact that there's not a whole lot of guys that are really hireable. Mm-hmm. You got guys like Vance Josephs where people are going to kick the tires on, but he's already kind of had his turn.
Yes.
In this league, I think it's kind of solidified that he's more of a coordinator.
He's Wade Phillips.
Yeah. He is that guy. He's the Vic Fangio's star pupil. Mm-hmm. And I only see a couple of people in this coaching cycle that are hireable, and Kevin Stefanski is one of them.
Definitely.
And I think that the Atlanta job, if Harbaugh doesn't want that one, might be one for him, because you got so many weapons down there, and they just had a defensive-minded coach in Raheem Morris. Yeah. I don't see them going that direction again. Mm-hmm. They kind of want to develop Michael Penix Jr. They want to, maximize Bijan Robinson, Pitts, all those guys. That's right up Kevin Stefanski's alley. And when you talk about what kind of quarterback Michael Penix is, I think he fits his system.
And Matt Ryan is working very closely with Arthur Blank, the owner out there, to identify the next coach. I can definitely see that. And look, Atlanta or Vegas, I think that Ashton Genty or Bijan Robinson will probably go for 2,000 yards on the ground, with Kevin Stefanski as the head coach, because this dude sure knows how to get the best out of his running backs, for sure. But, we'll see how this thing goes. Again, this is an interesting name in this cycle. And again, another guy today, Mike McDaniel, let go out there in Miami, right? There was so many conflicting reports wasted about they were going to hold on to him. They moved on from Greer, the general manager, and now they moved on from their head coach. This is one of the brightest offensive minds in football. You know where he comes from. He comes from that Shanahan tree. And he's already gotten calls from Detroit from Dan Campbell and company to be their OC. So interesting. If he doesn't get another head coaching job, which I do believe he will. I think that he will. I think he was, the Tua thing in Miami was really, really tough for him to deal with. And I think that he deserves another opportunity. I don't know if it's with us, but if he went to Detroit to kind of really right that ship since Ben Johnson is left, that would be phenomenal. You know what he would do with Gibbs and company and those guys out there in Detroit? It'd be nasty work.
Yeah. I mean, it seems that way, right? But, if he ever wants to be a head coach again, right? Mm-hmm. He can go to Detroit. He can run it up.
Yeah,
right? He definitely can, right?
That would help him get another head coaching job for sure in the near future.
But what you got to look at is you have to look at connections, right? Now he's been all over the league, right? He started with Denver under Mike Shanahan.
Yep,
was with the Texans. He's a running backs coach.
Well, he started in Denver as an.
That's what I just said.
Oh, okay.
He started under Mike Shanahan with the Broncos and stuff like that, and then he was with the Texans because I think he was offensive assistant with Kubiak. Mm-hmm. So there's that connection, right?
Mount Lions in the UFL. He's been around.
Washington Redskins. He is a guy that if you look at it, you know, him being under that Shanahan tree, Kubiak, more Shanahan guys, I can really, really see him connecting with Clint Kubiak and being like a dream team of play callers together, man. You know, he was up under Gary Kubiak.
Yeah.
Right. And when you start thinking about that, man, his concepts kind of align with what Clint's trying to do. Yeah. I can see him coming here, man. I really can. And I know that Detroit has a lot of talent, right? But if I'm a guy like Mike McDaniels, man, and we got the number 1 pick and we get to pick the quarterback that we like.
Yeah.
That we like.
As an OC or as a head coach?
As an OC.
Okay, so that means I think a great head coach, if it wasn't QB, like you mentioned, would be Robert Saleh. They have the connection as well. He's a great leader of men. If you can bring in Mike McDaniel to be your offensive, you know, your offensive coordinator, we may be kind of cooking, man. You know, Robert can focus on the defensive side of the football. We may be onto something here.
Yeah, I'm categorically against bringing in a defensive head coach with a rookie quarterback. Okay. I only like bringing in defensive head coaches when you already have an established rank and file quarterback. When you got a Matt Ryan kind of guy that's been there for a couple of years, you have the latitude to bring in a defensive guy because he kind of has things established.
I just believe with Kubiak and Mike McDaniel, it'd be overkill. Well, you know, one guy has his playbook, the other guy has his playbook. I mean, they could definitely do some hybrid shit on the offensive side of the ball and kind of collaboratively do that offense. But again, there's kind of too many chefs in the kitchen.
I don't believe so, because these are two guys who cut their teeth in the same system. Their offenses are very similar, right? Mm-hmm. And these are two guys who have crossed paths. Like, you know, if you look at where Mike McDaniel started, he started with the Denver Broncos, went with Clint Kubiak's father in Houston.
Yeah, no, right? I get it.
You know, I mean, there's a lot of
happened since then.
Yeah, but still, and even you know, him being with Shanahan, Shanahan's son, that Shanahan tree is strong. And I'm gonna be real with you. You know, I know, you know, familiarity breeds contempt at times, right? Yeah. But this is a guy that I can definitely see, man, going and really, you know, getting that autonomy from a guy like Kubiak, right? Like, because you look at it like this, right? You know, he was on that staff with Matt LaFleur, with Sean McVay, all these guys, Jay Gruden, you know, like that. Like, these guys have a lot of familiarity, man.
Okay, well, we'll see. Do you think that the Raiders are sitting down tomorrow with Kubiak? His interview is tomorrow. Do you think they're sitting there and they're watching that Oregon and Indiana game together as a family and saying, "Hey, what would you like to? What direction would you like to go in, Kubiak?" Bro, it's just funny that it's Friday and the game is on tomorrow. You know what I mean? More than likely, he's going to be in the building, you know, during that game. I believe it starts at 4:30 Pacific time. I kind of like that he's in the building for that game.
Yeah, well, bro, I think just like you said earlier to me, man, I think it wasn't a coincidence.
Yeah.
It wasn't a coincidence, man. Like, you know, a lot of, I think a part of the interview was seeing how they align on those quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like that's an important part of all of this, man. Do you guys align? Do we align together? Or do we see the same things? Right? How are we all gonna like? And I think that's why it's so great that the Raiders are walking down the hill, they're interviewing everybody. No, because it has to be, yo, man, look, we understand what your resume is, right? But say, for instance, you know, they see things exactly the same way as Davis Webb.
Yeah.
Right. That's a huge, huge plus when you start talking about who you're going to hire and who you're not. Like, they have to, like, and I think the part, like, the problem with the Raiders over the years is that when it comes to our coaching staff, our roster, a lot of different, you know, components of our team, people are not on the same sheet of music. You got to get a group of people to move in the same direction. The leadership has to be solid.
Yeah.
And I think that's really been the biggest problem for the Raiders. I'm telling you right now, like, I hope that these guys align, because you know why I want Kubiak? And just like I said, I want a head coach that has his system. And as long as he is here, his system is the system that is dominant.
Yeah. Well, again, you guys, salute before we get to these super chats. Salute to Albert Breer. He put it on Twitter earlier. The Raiders are interviewing Chiefs OC Matt Nagy today, ex-Browns coach Kevin Stefanski today, and Vance Joseph for the head coaching job as well today, per sources. And then again, the big fish tomorrow, Seahawks OC Clint Kubiak interviews tomorrow. And again, we already met with Davis Webb And it looks like he is pretty much in kind of high demand right now. He also interviewed with the Baltimore Ravens today. So something to keep an eye on moving forward. But again, Kevin Stefanski, I know a lot of people didn't think that we were going to bring him in for an interview. Again, like you said, I got to echo the same sentiment. I love that Brady and Spytech are doing their due diligence. They're bringing in everybody. It doesn't make any sense. I know that. I mean, don't leave any stone unturned. It doesn't make any sense to do so. And again, this guy he's a hot commodity right now. He has an interview lined up with the Giants, the Tennessee Titans. Again, a 2-time coach of the year. So we shall see. If you're a betting man, where do you think Stefanski ends up? I got either the Giants. I think it's the Giants if they do not bring in Harbaugh. Who do you got?
I think it's the Giants if they don't bring. He was the first person that they interviewed. He was in Newark Airport on Monday.
Yeah.
He was in Newark Airport on Monday. So he wasn't interviewing for the Jets, right? Unless look, like Miami, man, it's crazy, man, because Miami, they did the McDaniels dirty, bro. I really believe that Harbaugh being available changed things around the league and made people start firing their coaches. Yeah. Like I really believe that. Like I believe Miami was on some stuff like, they had a girl and they ex or something broke up. Yeah, and it was like, look, baby, it's all about me and Keisha. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry everything went this way, but
why do you think Harbaugh's in no rush right now? Because Buffalo, if they don't win the game, if they don't get to the big game, if they don't get to the Super Bowl this year, Sean McDermott could be on a hot seat, and then Matt LaFleur as well in Green Bay. These guys can be one and done, and there may be 2 openings with a ton of talent on both rosters, and he might have his pick of the litter. So. We shall see. Salute to my guy, Willie D. Love the content, my dude. Hyped about Mendoza. He seems like the perfect, most Brady-like quarterback I've ever seen from a preparation standpoint and elite leadership. Salute to my guy, Willie, man. Appreciate you, brother. This is Factory Outlet. Salute to Ryan. Hey, Happy New Year. Who do you honestly feel will be the head coach? When do you feel the announcement will be? Thank you. I think it's going to take some time. Again, we're still doing our due diligence. We're still in the process of bringing people in, seeing what it is, seeing what it isn't, and then, still monitoring around the league some of these other potential guys that may be freed up here soon. Again, I wouldn't be shocked if they brought Joe Brady in for an interview at some point. I wouldn't be shocked if they brought Chris Shula and Mike LaFleur, the OC with the Rams in. They have Carolina this weekend in round 1 on the road. So I don't think there's really any rush here. I do believe, though, in my heart of hearts, that they like Clint Kubiak a lot. And I think that he will be one of their number 1 targets, and he's coming in tomorrow. Who do you think will be their number 1 guy?
I think it's Kubiak, bro. I don't think that Harbaugh, is the guy that really lines up with what they're trying to do.
Not at all.
Harbaugh's going to want too much control.
Yeah.
This ain't the place. We just left that, right? You want a young, innovative guy.
I'm not even talking about Harbaugh as a possibility. Honestly, I don't even think that makes any sense.
But the rest of the league is treating Harbaugh like Big Booty Keisha.
Yeah.
They treat him like Big Booty Keisha.
Hey, man, 18 years, a championship under his belt. The most, I think, road playoff wins in NFL history. The guy has done a lot,
bro. I'm telling you, they like, Big Booty Keisha broke up with a man, bro. I got to be liable for it. You know what I'm saying? I got to take my shot.
Gotta take my shot.
Big Booty Keisha out there. You know what I'm saying?
I just hope the Spytech company just kind of resist temptation from this, if there is any, and just say, let him go to a more established situation and let's go through this rebuild the right way. Because again, you bring in Harbaugh, you're skipping steps in this whole thing. Because again, he's a special teams guru, right? So he has to bring in a DC with him, has to bring an OC with him. Regardless, we're going to do that anyways. But again, there's just a lot more to that situation. I think he would want to go to a more kind of ready situation. Again, I think he's waiting for Buffalo. I think he's waiting for Green Bay. There may be some other teams potentially that they're keeping an eye on. So again, I don't think Harbaugh is going to be in any rush to take any interviews right now, and any rush to get hired immediately, because again, he's coming off of 18 years. He has, and he's been in one spot his whole career. So there's no rush. Salute to Manny Main. Shieldmore can stay at the crib when you come to Phoenix. I live 15 minutes from the stadium. Pure. No rental car or hotel needed. Mendoza, Kubiak, Morris. Salute to my guy, Manny Man. He's always showing love, bro. My dog already said if me and the wife go to Napa, bro, he was going to show us some love. Manny Man is a real one. Appreciate you, my brother. Salute to you. And definitely Arizona's a game that I'm keeping an eye on in terms of the schedule, because I would love to go back out there. I lived in the area for a year and a half. I know Wasted would love to go out there and hit Phoenix, Glendale, and I can show you around.
I would definitely
Tempe and Scottsdale was a must. You got to go out there and check that out. It was beautiful, man. Salute to Dark City. Stefanski is a fraud. Won only one playoff game in 6 years. Never won the AFC North title, and has never developed a quarterback. Baker was traded, so he failed. I wouldn't say he's a fraud, and I definitely wouldn't say he failed. To win 2, coaches of the year in Cleveland is damn near a miracle. It's damn near impossible. So again, I'm not here to say that he did everything the right way, because he didn't develop any quarterbacks out there. But how many quarterbacks did he have this year? He had Flacco, Pickett.
But there's a personality thing with this guy, bro.
Agreed.
It's a personality thing. Like that, dog. There are a lot of bright guys in the NFL. Yeah. But leaders are born and not made, dude. Like, leaders are rare. And the problem is you confuse a guy that is good at one part of the football with a guy that has got to officiate over every side of the ball, and they got to officiate over the personalities. They have to make everyone move in the same direction.
Yeah.
I don't see that with Kevin Stefanski. Even the way he handled it, listen, it's nothing to do with Shedeur, but the way he handled that, the answers he gave, the reasoning behind it is not sound logic to me.
Yeah.
It's just not.
It was clear that him and the GM weren't on the same page, and it was clear that they both weren't on the same page as the owner as well. He didn't want Shedeur to be his guy, and he showed that many times. And again, is Shedeur the right guy? I don't know.
But Andrew Berry had to go in there and put the hammer down and be like, "Yo, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah,
go play this kid."
But I think Kevin Stefanski kind of knew what the owner was doing there. He's selling jerseys, he's selling tickets. At the end of the day, I don't think that he truly believed in Shedeur the way that some of us do. But again, it is what it is. It cost him his job. He's out there looking for a new gig, and the Raiders are bringing him in. We shall see where that thing goes as Kevin Stefanski is in the building today for an interview. Wasted, what's up with these beat writers talking about damn Rivers should get an interview? That motherfucker shouldn't write on sports-only restaurant menus. Salute to Ira.
That's facts, bro. Listen, Phillip Rivers is very thick frame right now. He should continue to coach high school football. Nobody should be thinking about bringing Phillip Rivers, a guy who never coached, and even at the college level. Just because you play the game does not mean you're a good coordinator. Get the F up out of here. We don't want to be the place where he has to figure it out and fuck up our team. Get him the F up out of here.
Let him go through the ranks. Let him, high school, potentially college, and work his way up the way Carson Palmer's doing right now. You know what I mean? So, but again, I don't know why people are even putting his name in this cycle. It makes no sense at all. The guy returned for a few games. He's going right back to go coach high school and be around all of his kids. It's a no for me, dog. Salute to C. Gabe. Go. If we bring in McDaniels for an interview, make sure to lay out some ice for him. He loves to hit the slopes. Wow. That good old duffer. See Gabe go, that good old duffer.
Y'all tripping, yo.
Hey, could you imagine? You go from, AP, you got the cigars. You go from Pete Carroll, you got
the chewing
drinks and gum, and then you go to the weed and coke. We might as well finish the trifecta here. I mean, it might as well.
I mean, listen, bro. Yo. That would be the natural progression in Vegas, the booger sugar.
The booger sugar, man.
Not the boogerist of sugarist. Listen, bro, that boy would be over there being that motherfucker like Tony Montana.
Bro, table lined up, ready to go. Salute the rough cuts. My guy, I can't unsee Wasted as Ray Gibson from the movie Life. He just is that passionate energy and grumpiness. I guess that makes Graphk. Damn, I got to be jingling?
Damn, yo, he called him jingling. That's crazy, bro.
Oh, that's a cold piece of work, rough cuts.
Wait, hold on. The pappy. Graphk, that's terrible, dog.
Salute to that jingling, though. That's some cold.
Yeah, that's disrespect, yo. Not jingling, yo.
Salute to Dwayne, man. Love the show, guys. We finally have hope again. Raider Nation, got my daughter listening. Say hi to Cadence.
Hi, Cadence.
Yes.
Hello, Cadence. How was Cadence?
Beautiful to see family in the building, raising her a Raider, man. Salute to my guy, Dwayne. Appreciate you, man. And salute once again to Cadence. Salute to Jay Insight, Webb for head coach to help Mendoza, and Salah for D coordinator. What do y'all think? I'm not against it. Again, this is the old school Al Davis move. Wasted. I think we both talked about it on our solo shows, bringing the young guy. How old was Madden when he brought him in? 31, 31, somewhere around there? I mean, this is the old school move. And again, 2 Cal guys, both with the Cal, both 6'5", both 225. I mean, I'm not against it. This would be one of those moves that can come back to bite you in the ass, or it could be one of the most.
It could be either Lane Kiffin, or it'd be Lane Kiffin, or it could be Sean McVay.
There you go.
Right. So, but the thing is that 50-50 shot is not one that I am trying to take. Like look at Sean. Like Sean McVay was born in like 1986, bro.
Yes.
He's been a coach a long time. Like Sean McVay, like so let's look at it, right? He was in 2008, he was offensive assistant. 2010, he's offensive assistant with the Redskins, tight ends coach. And then in 2017, he got hired as the fucking head coach of the Rams, bro. Yeah. He's the youngest head coach hired in NFL history. He's 30 years old. And he's the youngest head coach to get there at 33.
Yeah, man.
And he's the youngest to win it at 36. Like, like the guy was a coach at 30. So this is either Sean McVay or this is Lane Kiffin, bro.
Hey, Insight. I don't think Salah takes a defensive coordinator job elsewhere. He'll remain with the Niners.
Yeah.
There's no reason to move on and go elsewhere for a lateral move. He's already comfortable there. They're doing okay. I mean, I know the defense has been really bend or break recently, and they've been giving up a lot in the run game, but they're missing Fred Warner. They're missing Bosa. You know what I mean? They dealt with some injuries, and they still found ways to win ball games out there. I don't see him leaving Shanahan to take another defense. Look, he already turned down to be the highest defensive coordinator paid from the Raiders this past offseason. So I don't see him moving unless it's a head coaching spot for him personally. Salute to my guy, LV Maximus in the building. Big bro, always good to see one of the Mod Fathers here in the building. Gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, love you, LV. I hope to see you soon. Salute to all the new members here in the building. If you guys missed out on those 5, hit the links on both sides. It definitely helps us keep the lights on over here at Shieldmore. LV, my brother, salute to you. Salute to Silverback, my guy, on the $10 special. Flores is often mentioned as a head coach, but could be the odd man out. What about him as DC with Kubiak after their year in Minnesota, given the Raiders' defensive state? Is Vegas an appealing spot for him to build? I do. You know what, man? Let me say this. Do I think that Flores is going to get a head coaching spot? No, I do not. Again, all that stuff that happened with the NFL, you guys, he's definitely been blackballed from several situations. Again, he's a popular name in this cycle. I know that he went out there and interviewed with Baltimore, which I think would be a great spot for Brian Flores to go out there and turn that defense around, because, if that defense showed up, Baltimore has one of the better teams in football. But again, I would love him to be a DC. That would be great. But I don't know if he would prefer to leave Minnesota to take a lateral job. I don't know if Minnesota would probably block him from that. I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Wasted, about him potentially taking a DC job in Vegas?
It can happen because I don't know if he's still under contract out in Minnesota, right? Isn't his contract up?
Let me see. I'm going to look that up.
Right. So this is the thing, man. There are 3 teams that he's suing. And the thing that you have to realize about the National Football League is
technically a free agent.
Yep. So he's technically a free agent. So he can make a lateral move, right? Yeah, so I don't see Brian. It's going to take a lot for him to get a head coaching job, because you got to understand something, right? You guys ask why the Raiders, right? It's because Al Davis used to sue the league all the time. Mm-hmm. And when you're suing the league, everybody as fans, you look at the league and you say he's suing Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
That's not who the league is. You know who the league is? It's the other owners.
Yes.
Like Roger Goodell gets told what to do. He doesn't tell them shit. They tell him what to do. Mm-hmm. All he is that's why most commissioners were the head lawyer down at NFL Legal. All he is just a figurehead lawyer for the rest of the owners, the broker deals and stuff. He's just a lawyer. The broker deals to sit down, and then he brings everything back to them. And hey, what do you guys think about this? What do you think about that? He's like almost like the agent to propel the brand forward. So the thing for me is that if you got owners that are in the league that are going to court because he sued them for discrimination, they got to play the game. They got to let him get hired. Some teams will go outside of it. They'll be like, yeah, you could be the defensive coordinator, but it's going to be rough for him to get a job, bro. It really is. And the Ravens might be the team that he gets.
It's either the Raiders or Ravens. I don't see any other team taking that chance.
Yeah, no one else, because he's suing the Giants, so he ain't getting that one. He's suing Miami. He already coached there. That's the crux of what happened. He's not getting that one. possibly Atlanta, right? But you know, I mean,
they're going to go with an offensive-minded guy down there.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I said, because it's Raheem Morris all over again, and then maybe Arizona, because they could be left at the altar, you know, not getting what they want. And I think
they go defensive-minded guy in Arizona. I really do.
They might, but like, you know, this is the thing, right? They're also in a situation where they're in flux. They don't know what they're going to do with Kyler. Yeah. You know, they got a lot of offensive talent out there.
They might have to run it back.
They're probably going to have to, right? So, but the thing is, you got Marvin Harrison. You got one of the better tight ends in football, probably, you know, just almost
right behind Brock Bowers.
Right there with Brock Bowers. So their weapons are on the – they got some weapons on the defense side of the ball. Their weapons on the offensive side of the ball. Yeah. So they're going to try to go offense too. So I think he might be left at the altar. He might have to be a defensive coordinator at this point.
Okay, we'll see. Salute to Silverback, man. Appreciate you, brother. Salute to Soul Chef in the building with the $10 special as well. We got a lot to talk about, you guys, so stay tuned. And again, make sure you guys wipe them feet, man. Pay your bar tabs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Hear me out here, group. Nope, you already lost me. So,
GM. Come on.
Oh my God. Okay, now he's trolling. Paul Gunther is DC. Todd Downing is OC. Bet you thought it wouldn't be worse than 2025. Keep Brennan too. First overall, 27 and 28. That is disgusting, Soul Chef. I wish you would have kept that $10. You wasted 30 seconds of my life, kind sir. Disgusting word.
I tell you what, man, it sounds like music to my ears, man. You imagine, man, me and Josh McDaniel in the room, man.
That'd be nasty.
Yeah, yes, it will, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you something. It
not the same reason you think so. But.
Yeah, man. That's the reason why you guys all think, man. I'm telling you right now, man, might be like a Diddy party, man, of offense.
Salute to our
baby
guy.
Oil and X's and O's.
Rooted in the. I want to share this real quick as well. Again, you guys, we talked about the coaches. I wouldn't be shocked again if we brought in Mike McDaniels for an interview. Why not? There's no reason not to. I mean, again, bring everybody in during this cycle. At least pick their brains, see what may be out there. There's no reason for them to not bring in every single candidate. I don't think for once that Matt Nagy is a guy that they're going to hire. Don't think for once that Vance Joseph is a guy that they're going to hire. They're doing their due diligence. There's going to be a few more names that we're going to probably be puzzled by. And but it is what it is.
Yeah, but you got to fill out the staff, right?
Yeah.
So you got to fill out the staff. You got to bring some of these guys in, right? You got to see who has certain relationships. You got to see who's open to coming in under another kind of another kind of a position other than head coach. You want to develop certain relationships, and you have to do this, right? Because I believe the last hiring cycle last year, they didn't do this. Mm-hmm. They had certain candidates, right? And they're I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot because there were people that they should have brought in that they didn't even try to. Yeah. Like there's some people that they say that Liam Cohen and guys like that, that didn't really want to be brought into the Raiders. But I really believe that the Raiders had their candidates and they thought they were going to get one of their top three. And when they didn't, they have to kind of scramble and get Pete.
Yeah. Yeah. Salute to our superstar pass rusher, Maxx Crosby, you guys. He wasted no time going out to get that knee surgery. Put this on Instagram, put it on Twitter as well. I want to read what it said. I don't know why Daily Mail has so much over here, but it says cleanup time, successful surgery, expecting 200% recovery. Year 8 will be the greatest year yet, he captioned the picture. So my guy, man, went out there, did what he needed to do, quick, fast, and in a hurry, undergoes surgery on his knee. Now, there's something interesting. I brought this up, Wasted, for a reason, because over on Twitter, salute to Pro Football Doc on Twitter, David J. Chow. Really good follow on Twitter, updates a lot of like the injuries around the NFL and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting with some words that he had. Did Maxx Crosby have more than just a cleanup on his left knee? His post-surgery knee brace indicates that he had more than a meniscus trim. But the good news is he has a full off season to recover. So there might be a little bit more to this situation than just a cleanup on his left knee, according to David J. Chow, the Pro Football Doc on Twitter. Again, it does kind of seem kind of weird that he has a brace on after the surgery, it looks a little bit more than a cleanup. But Maxx went out there, got it done quick, fast, and in a hurry, and it looks as though he'll be ready to go come training camp. And I think that this is going to be a pretty quick healing process here in the offseason, but some pretty interesting choice words from the Pro Football Doc. What do you think about this, man?
I think that people are trying to be investigative reporters on some bullshit. Excuse my language, right? And I know this is a family show.
Family show, man.
It's a family show, and it's just going right down the gutter.
Disrespect.
But what I will say to you is yo, man, like whatever it is or whatever it isn't, the guy's knees have taken a beating.
Yeah.
Right. Like he gets cut blocked or stuff like that. Like, so it could be scar tissue. It could just be swelling. It could be anything. But whatever it is, I don't care as long as he's healthy next year.
Yeah. Again,
I just think some of these investigative reporters do too much, especially with the Raiders.
They're looking for clicks. They're looking for clicks too.
Yeah, they do too much. It's always some nefarious reasons behind everything, or there's always some secret behind the secret. Maybe he just went in and did what the hell he said.
And I like what Silver in fact said, though. He said, I had a meniscus trim and there definitely was no brace post-operation. So, I mean, there may be something here, but at the end of the day, there's still plenty of time for him to get right. So I just love that he waited no time. You know, we seen the whole Christian Wilkins situation and how that played out. Look, our superstar is saying, look, you want to sit me for 2 weeks? Right when the season's up, I'm going to get this done immediately and it's right back to work. So I'm happy that he chose to do this, regardless if, you know, there's more to this situation than it doesn't really truly matter because, again, he has a ton of time to get right before week 1. Salute to Silver. Silverback, man, I got my guy again here with the $5 special. My fantasy football coaching staff, Kubiak, Webb. I would love that duo. Love that pairing. Flores at DC and Gruden, QB coach. That would never happen. Assistant to head coach. And throw big booty Keisha in there for me. In the words of the great Mr. Wasted Talent, I hear you, my brother. I hear you. Again, I don't think that would come into fruition here. But again, the Gruden things, for sure, that's not going to happen. And did you see Darren Waller come out and say that he still wants to coach? Everybody's coming out saying that Gruden still wants to coach.
Hey, Gruden's like, he's like, hey, man, hey, Waller, man, next time you get in front of a microphone, man, just drop a little dime in everybody's ear. Let them know I'm available, man, if you can.
Salute to our guy Ridgeback as well. Maybe $1 million athletes have extra precautions post-surgery.
Yeah, it's like, yo, these guys, like, yo, stop trying to, like, everybody wants to freaking be Woodward and Bernstein. Like, just fucking post that he had his knee cleaned up and moved the F on, man. Excuse me, kids, for cursing, too. It's a family show. I'm sorry.
Again, salute to our superstar pass rusher, Maxx Crosby, going and getting it done quick, fast, and in a hurry. And then, you know, we'll see him getting prepared here probably in the next month or so for the upcoming season. We have a lot going on this weekend in terms of potential other candidates that may be available here soon. Wasted. Chicago, Green Bay. We talked about this yesterday. There's another name out there, Matt LaFleur, right? We talked about Mike LaFleur, the OC out there under McVay with the Rams. But Matt LaFleur, man, who's done some really good things out there in Green Bay. He's been around football forever. I mean, forever. Since 2003, he started as an offensive assistant out there in Saginaw Valley State. Stu is very familiar with that area out there. Central Michigan, Northern Michigan, Ashland, then found his way into the NFL in 2008 with the Houston Texans, Redskins. Again, this is pretty much the same career trajectory that we went over with a few of these other guys here. Where is Matt LaFleur if he is available? If they go out there and lose to Chicago on the road and Green Bay decides to say, you know what, he's not the guy that's going to get us over the hump here. Where does he lie in the list of head coaches for you? Because he's my number one.
He'd be my number one too. He'd rank over Kubiak, but bro, that's not going to happen. No. Why would it? Like, yo, first of all, the Packers and their ownership, the fans own the team. The Packers don't throw money around like that. They don't just arbitrarily fire people like that. Look how long they allowed for Mike. Oh my God, I'm getting old.
Michael Parsons?
No, Mike.
What are you talking about? Mike Holmgren? Mike Holmgren?
No, not Mike Holmgren. The Mike McCarthy.
I don't even know what the hell we're talking about right now.
Mike McCarthy, right? They allowed Mike McCarthy to be head coach with Aaron Rodgers there. They only won one Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers.
They allow him to lose year after year after year in the playoffs, right? And now all of a sudden they're gonna run this kid out of here. They don't just fire coaches like that in Green Bay. They don't, right? It has to be like really bad, right?
He's been there since 2016. I'm sorry, 2019. So he's been there
2019. 2019 with a rookie quarterback a couple of those years. So I don't see it that way. He's the guy that, they moved on from Aaron Rodgers with and stuff like that. So I think they're still building. They got a pretty good defense. Micah got hurt at the end of the year. They got all these guys under contract. It seems like Jordan Love is their guy. They got to get the wide receiver room fixed, and they got to, get some, they got Josh Jacobs out there. I don't think he's going to get fired. Like, they're not going to start all over again. I think they're going to go out there.
Not have one touchdown this year is insane to me.
Yeah, it is. But at the end of the day, they have to go out there and continue to address, that offense. The O-line, definitely. And that's one of the more talented teams in the league. I think they're building something pretty nice out there. The Green Bay Packers just don't fire people for no reason. I don't think they're going to fire him, man.
Well, we'll see. Again, there is a ton of articles out there and a ton of reports coming that Green Bay could decide to move on from him if this game in Chicago against Ben Johnson and company does not turn out the way they wanted to. So, again, they have dealt with some things. Michael Parsons injured. I know Josh has been beat up this year as well at the running back position. But again, that would be a very, very intriguing candidate immediately. Now, there would probably be other, spots that he would prefer to go to. They have other people in place already. But again, that would be my number one candidate if he becomes available. What do you think about Joe Brady and Sean McDermott up there? They're on the road against Jacksonville. Liam Cohen has done some phenomenal things in year one. They are firing on all cylinders here, even with Travis, out for the season. They found a way, even with Brian Thomas struggling, they go get Jacoby, and they're just rolling right now. If Buffalo loses in round one on the road to Jacksonville, do you think there's going to be some change with McDermott and Joe Brady on the way out?
Yeah, there's got to be something's going to happen, whether it's a coordinator or somebody's going to have. I think before they get rid of McDermott, they would probably release whatever side of the ball as illing the Bills. That would probably be the coordinator that gets released or changed. But let me tell you something, man. The Bills are not losing in Jacksonville. I think the Bills.
I think Jacksonville's going to beat the shit out of them.
You do? I don't think so.
I think so. Their defense is fragile. They don't have a number one wide receiver. James Cook is going to have to run the ball down Jacksonville's throat. Pause if necessary. Josh Allen's going to have to use his legs a ton. Bro, I've watched a ton of Buffalo this season. And I've been, Paul's our guy and Keon is his guy. And man, to me, bro, they're like one of the more overrated teams in football. Like they are, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And they're
very overrated
as well. So
very overrated. For me in the playoffs, when you get a player like a Josh Allen, they tend to kind of be the elixir for all the things that ill you on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah,
I got Josh Allen going down there and pulling it out.
What's like Paul's
game.
Big pause.
You've been
wilding, man.
Bro, if he's pulling it out, how's it a pause on me? That's his business, bro.
Well, you're not the one that's supposed to mention him pulling it out. Let him do that.
Yeah. Golly, bro. What we talking about here, bro?
You know what's funny? And I said this originally that I think the Rams and Bills would be the two teams that would get to the Super Bowl. But the more I just look at that Buffalo football team, man, I think they are one and done, bro. I think they're one and done. I truly do. So, but we'll see what this thing looks like after the weekend. And then we got the Monday night game again. It's Pittsburgh and who are they playing? It's Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh's at home. They won their division. Who's Pittsburgh playing? Is it the Chargers?
Well, it has to be, right? It has to be.
It's not the Chargers. Chargers have
the Central. The Chargers is not Denver. The Texans.
Is it the Texans? It's Pittsburgh and Texas.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an interesting. That's the Monday night football game, I believe. And then and the Chargers, man, this might be, with them. I'm watching Jesse Minter very closely as well. Another guy that his name has been mentioned a ton in this cycle. They have the Patriots, and again, the Patriots really haven't played anybody this year. I wouldn't be shocked if the Chargers went out there and beat New England in New England. Honestly, I would not be shocked at all.
No, I wouldn't either. New England is a very overrated team, bro. Very, very overrated. The Chargers got the kind of guys that can close the door on them.
Facts. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, you guys, wipe them feet, pay your bar tabs, hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. This is not going to be a long live, you guys. We just wanted to go over a few things in terms of the coaching staff. Again, for those who were just showing up late, it was introduced to us this morning that the Raiders will interview Kevin Stefanski today, on top of the whole Matt Nagy and Vance Joseph interviews as well. And then Clint Kubiak tomorrow. Expect a few other interviews here soon. I want to ask you this. Tampa went and kind of cleaned house. They fired OC Josh Grizzard, a guy that Spytech worked with closely out there in Tampa Bay. Do you think at some point, not as a head coach, because Tampa Bay's offense definitely was Baker took a step back this year and they struggled. They did have some injuries at the wide receiver position and at the running back position with Bucky Irvin. But do you think that we would maybe take a look potentially to bring him in as an OC, depending on who the head coach is, of course?
No, I mean, because if there's no connection to the head coach, I think John Spytek is of the estimation to let his head coach to bring his guys in. I don't think they're going to do these ready-made, staffs anymore, because that doesn't work. They've learned their lesson. They've got burnt by that with the Chip Kelly thing. Nobody, who has more of a resume than Chip Kelly, right? So I'm not going to bring in and force some guy who doesn't even have the resume on my new head coach. I'm going to let my new head coach cook.
Okay. Yo, Jag says, Graphk, my son is now asking what pull it out means. See, wasted out here, wilding out.
Family show, man.
Killing the youth, nasty work. I don't know what's worse, today's rap music or wasted talent, man. It's disgusting.
Dog, like you're gonna put that level of vitriol and filth on me. You're a effing bum, Graphk. I can't believe you're playing into this. Let me tell you something. If you didn't tell your son what it means to pull it out when he uses the bathroom, brother, I have to definitely question what's going on here.
Filthy. Look, you're still filthy.
So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What do you, Graphk? You have two boys. I don't have any sons.
Yes,
I have two boys. What do you say? Hey, son, man, you go to the bathroom.
I didn't need to. They just knew.
Yeah, I mean, what the F are we talking about here?
Yeah, bro? Nasty work. Salute to CGR with that fire content. Salute to my guy, CGR. Get a few questions in, you guys. Again, this was going to be about an hour-long show. There's a lot going on in terms of, this how this coaching staff is going to shape up here soon. Don't expect a hire. I don't think, and Wasted, call me wrong if I'm wrong here. I don't expect anyone to be named the head coach here anytime soon. I think this is going to be at least another few weeks here before we really lock someone in or before someone even commits. Kubiak has other interviews as well lined up, so I don't think that this is going to be a situation where he commits off the rip. But when do you think we will have someone commit, whether commit or sign on that dotted line?
I think the week of the Super Bowl.
Week of the Super Bowl? So yeah, early February?
Yeah. The week or maybe like that weekend between the Super Bowl. That's normally when people get hired and stuff, and people have time to interview face to face and things of that nature. Especially when now it all depends, right? Like if the Seahawks don't make it to the bowl or they don't go deep in the playoffs, they get knocked out early. I can definitely see somebody getting hired earlier than that. Mm-hmm. But I just personally think that whomever gets hired, they're going to be in a situation where they're still going to have a team that's in the playoffs.
Yeah. And again, there's going to be potentially some more big names, Mike Tomlin potentially, even though from what I'm hearing is before he would be let go, he'd probably take a step down and leave for a year or two or something like that. From what I'm hearing, Pittsburgh doesn't like to fire their head coaches. So it may, this may be a situation where if they're one and done out there in Pittsburgh and they can't get it done against the Texans on Monday night, that he may step down and they may move in another direction. So there's going to be a lot of a change at the head coaching position for a ton of teams going into the 2026 season. So stay tuned, you guys. A lot going on this offseason, and we'll be here every single step of the way, especially in regards to our Las Vegas Raiders. Man, anything you want to talk about on the way out, brother?
No, I mean, the one thing I want to talk about is, if there's really a real, and maybe we should save this to after the game tomorrow, but is there even a real, choice to be made of who they're going to draft first? Like, you know what I mean? Like is Mendoza a bust, right?
It has to be.
It has to be. Like, I'm praying that it's there's not even kind of a decision to be made.
I know there's a lot of people out there saying that if Dante Moore declares that they're going to have a decision, that they're going to think about. But I honestly believe when you look at the decision makers there in that building, you know, who got Trask, Kyle Trask out there. You know, these guys had, you know, Spytek was out there. He had, you know, he was a part of the decision making out there in that draft, right? Trask is what, 6'5", 6'6", somewhere around there, right? Yeah. Tom Brady likes his smart, you know, X's and O's, tall, 6'5", 225 type quarterback. I just think that it's the easiest decision ever. I think it's the easiest decision ever, bro.
Yeah, I do too. Like I said, the floor is the highest for him.
Yes.
Like Dante Moore is too young, man. He's only 20 years old.
And he could be great. I think that down the line.
Yeah, he could be great in the right situation. And he also could be great if he sits down and learns.
Yes.
He's not one of them guys that you want to put out there and put the all the weight of the Raiders franchise on his shoulders right out of college, being a 20-year-old kid.
Agreed. And I think that's another reason why if he does declare, I think that the Jets, think about this. I don't think they're going to go get a rookie quarterback and keep Aaron Glenn out there, especially in this cycle with all these offensive minds available. I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I think the Jets are going to skip this draft in terms of bringing in a quarterback, and they're going to wait until they have those 3 firsts in next year's class, and then they'll probably move on from Aaron Glenn and bring in the best offensive-minded coach that's available in the next cycle. That's what I believe in.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be it's nasty work too, because you know the Jets really, if they can buy into what Aaron Glenn's selling, they can turn it around next year and just play well enough not to be in the top 5 with any of the picks that they have. And then, you know, if Arch Manning is coming out, what do I always say? If Arch Manning is coming out and he gets better than he was this year, right, and he rounds into being close to what his uncles were, bro, you can't trade 5 first-round picks for that. Nobody's going to want to play ball, right? And then when you get Nico Lavamale and all these guys, Lenore Sellers, if Lenore, they call Lenore Sellers baby Cam Newton.
Yep.
If that's what the case is, bro, nobody's trading up with y'all if y'all not in the top 5. So the Jets could be sitting there stuck drafting safeties and linebackers and linemen next year with all those draft capital. It's going to be nasty work, man.
Gotham City, I don't see it right now, brother. Do you see the article? I don't see the article, right? I'm looking right now. Salute to our people over at RaidersWire.usatoday.com. I'm looking. It just says Raiders can afford to take Davis Webb, 2025 season ballers and busters. I'm not seeing. Okay, here we go. I found it now. Salute to Levi Damien over at Raiders Wire. I'll bring this up. We'll go over it. I got you, Gotham City. Before we get out of here, we'll definitely do that. Salute to Christ is King. Do you truly believe in the depths of your soul, think Mendoza is the right answer? Does he have what it takes to bring an organization back to relevance? I do honestly believe that he has everything it takes to bring us back from the trenches of hell. I'm not saying that Mendoza is going to come in and be the best quarterback in the NFL. I'm not saying that by any means. What I'm saying is I believe that he could come in and stabilize this organization, be a top 10 quarterback for the next decade, and represent the silver and black the right way. He's you know, clean cut, you know, smart, religious, football, like nerd. Like I really, truly believe that he can, especially if we bring in the right guys. You know what I mean? So I think that Brady's going to work with him a ton. I think that Spytek is going to work with him single-handedly. You know, the reports were coming out. He was doing that with Genty and some of the other guys. So I think we have the right brass in the building right now. And then with the coaching staff added to it, I think that he can be that guy. I really, truly do.
No, that's fact. That's a fact, bro. And bro, you know, look, I'm just at an estimation where like they can't get this wrong. And sometimes making a safer pick is better for the Raiders. Mm-hmm. Making it safe, like, because this is a we want to get back to greatness, but you got to get back to respectability before you get to greatness.
Yes, fact. You can't skip the line. Again, you know, you may have 1 year where you go out there and play out of your mind like the Commanders, and then look what happened the year after. They came right back down to reality. You want to build sustainable success. The Commanders went out there, went to the NFC Championship, and then became the oldest team in football and hit the bed. So we need to build that sustainable success. So, all right, this is the article that he was talking about, ranking free agents by re-sign value. Well, this is pretty easy here. We already did a show about this not too long ago, and we can go over it. High value, I think Eric Stokes, 27. This is definitely one of the only players that I'm bringing back here in this class. I think he deserves a new deal. He was really healthy this year. I think he only missed did he miss? Was it one game? He was dealing with some type of injury. I believe he was on the injury report for a week or so.
He only missed one game. He was very durable. He played very solid. He was a solid pickup for not a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
Salute to Eric Stokes, man.
He kept one side of the field pretty clean all year long. So I agree with that. Moderate value. I'm not bringing back Dylan Parham at all. I think that this coaching staff lost him and his agency a ton of money in free agency because we know the guard market value is insane. And I think that Dylan Parham, who is, a middle of the pack player, I believe he's going to lose a ton of money because of
he's losing millions.
Yes. But again, if JPJ remains at guard, if they have some type of thought process as to Laki Tasi being something down the line at the guard spot, Caleb Rogers, we just drafted him. I think that the writing is on the wall. That's a previous regime. Dylan Parham is out of here. Moderate value. I don't think that there's any reason for that.
Zero value.
Yeah, zero value. I'm not bringing him back at all. Low priority here. Okay. Daniel Carlson. I think that former All-Pro guy, like they said, I think with him going, 3 for 3, 4 for 4 against the Chiefs on the way out, 60-yard field goal. It's a very dim free agency class. And again, I would bring in one as a UDFA in the draft to compete, but I would bring Carlson back. He's 31. It's not going to cost you a ton of money. I would bring him back. But again, I can kind of agree in terms of I would have him in the moderate priority.
Get him the F up out of here.
Okay. Bowman Warrior, low priority. I mean, he's a long snapper. I don't really, whatever. Landon Roberts, low priority for sure.
Get him out of here. I don't want him back at all.
I don't want Devin White back. I know you may feel different.
No. I mean, look, it depends on how you improve that room. If you don't do well in free agency, improving guys that can cover, at the very minimum, it's good to have a guy on the field that's going to run around and tackle. One of the things that the Raiders struggle with over the last few years is tackling.
I don't want anything to do with Landon Roberts or Devin White. I would put them on this list of letting them walk. Malcolm Kuntz, again, if he is willing to accept a 1-year deal, just because of the year, he's been kind of coming to his own. These last, the last few weeks of the season, you can tell he's starting to get healthier and he's starting to get a little bit more out of his brain, out of his own mind, and out of his own way. I would bring Kuntz back on a 1-year deal. I don't think that any team is going to go out there and pay him a shit ton of money to be, their number 2 pass rusher and be a starter after the year that he had. Think about this. I think that Tonka Hemingway had as many sacks as Malcolm Kuntz did this year. And he had limited, he only had limited.
He had a third of the snaps that Malcolm Kuntz had. Malcolm Kuntz can look, bro. Malcolm Kuntz, if he don't come back for like a vet minimum, he can go. Yeah,
I agree, but I would put him in moderate value because again, he's a homegrown talent. Him and Max are close, but also, I think he's going to be a lot healthier, next year coming off that nasty knee injury. Stone Forsythe is the worst left tackle in football. Bye-bye. Tyler Lockett, disgusting. They should have never brought him in the first place. Mind you, he was a trooper for us, when he came in and he had a touchdown, 1 touchdown. But again, he's up there in age. The man catches the football and drops immediately. It seemed as though every time he got hit, he damn near almost died. I don't want anything to do.
He was like almost like a damn slot machine, bro.
Yeah, facts. Jamal Adams, bye-bye, 1 and done. Ian Thomas, 1 and done. You have Mayer, you have Brock. I don't think there's any reason to bring him back at all. Lonnie Johnson, bye-bye. Darnay Holmes, bye-bye. Raheem Mostert, no way, no how. Kenny Pickett, absolutely not. Zamir White, it's time to let the Mr. North-South runner go. Alex Bachman, he's 30 years old. You can upgrade there, whether it's punt return, kick return, whatever. Bye-bye. Terrell Edmonds, they activated him and kept him off the field, inactive. It just makes no sense. He's gone. And then John Radigan as well. Bye-bye, the linebacker. All those guys are gone to me outside of Malcolm Kuntz potentially. So anything change on your side of things?
Nope. Every single one of them.
Yep.
Walk the plank.
That was pretty easy. Again, you guys, we have some really, really bad free agents.
And henceforth the reason why we had a really, really bad team.
Yeah,
it's not an accident, bro. Like when you look at the frontline talent, it's very, very devoid of a lot of great players. And if you look at the back line, the back end, and the middle of the team, it's all guys that are journeyman players, like fringe players, special teamers, guys that were wasting away on a waiver wire. This team was a land of misfit toys to begin with, and the Raiders have to do all they can to make it better. And the way you make it better is bringing in younger players, man, that aren't injury prone, that are cheap, that you can develop, that still got all of their physical faculties, and you run it, man.
Facts. Salute to my guy Graham Camp. Well, let me say this. I'm not acting as though Parham was a great guard and he didn't lose himself some money, regardless, but he was not this bad coming into this season.
Nah, man. Brendan Carroll lost the money, bro. Like first of all, they took him and moved him to the position he played in college, but in the NFL, he played better at right guard.
Yeah.
Should have left him where he was and allow him to whatever technique Brendan Carroll was trying to pretty much, fucking hold this team hostage with, it didn't work. And it is absolutely time for the Raiders to move on, bro. Yes. Absolutely, bro.
We're getting young. Let all these vets go, and let's keep it moving. And salute to my guy. Yeah, 30 minutes until Ole Miss in Miami. So I'm gonna get over to the cigar lounge here in a second. Have me a couple drinks, smoke me a stick, and definitely watch this game. It's gonna be a fun one. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, we appreciate you guys so much. Again, just a few updates, in terms of our Raiders and the vacancy for the head coaching position. There's going to be some more intriguing names that pop up here soon. But in the meantime, you guys, again, we have a few names coming in that I don't think people should I've seen people kind of losing their minds over Vance Joseph and Matt Nagy. It's like, dude, they're doing their due diligence, you guys.
Let them interview these guys. Everybody needs to stop Monday morning quarterback in the process.
Yes.
Maybe they might be bringing them in to see whether they want to be coordinators. And then the thing about a guy like a Matt Nagy, I'm not a huge Matt Nagy fan, but he's been under Andy Reid all of these years, right? Mm-hmm. A guy like Vance Joseph, he must interview very well. He's a damn good defensive coordinator. Just bring him in and see. Maybe there's some coaches that in sports history where they had one job and they did terrible and people wrote them off and they came and went on legendary runs. Joe Torre and Bill Belichick being two.
Yeah, facts. Again, man, salute to Patrick Graham as well. We talked about this yesterday. I didn't get Wace's opinion on it, but it looks as though he'll be interviewing for the DC position out there with the Commanders, with Dan Quinn and company. And the Raiders did not block that move. He's still under contract. So it looks as though the Raiders are good.
Yeah, man, get him the F up out of here with that. Get him out of here. I don't hate Patrick Graham, but it's time.
Yeah.
It's just time. Bro, I've never seen Patrick Graham craft together a defense that was dominant.
Yeah.
People run around like this guy's Rex Ryan or something like that. Get him the F up out of here.
Factory outlet, man. Salute to everybody here in the building. Still almost 1,600 people in the room. What you say? Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Go over there, man. Pay your bar tabs. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. Also, over here at OLV Raiders Network, make sure you get those likes up. Wipe them feet. Also, hit that subscribe button. Tomorrow, me and Hammer will be calling the Indiana-Oregon game, you guys. Chick-fil-A Bowl or whatever it is. It's the Peach Bowl. We will be calling that. This is going to be fun because these are the two quarterbacks that the Raiders could potentially be looking at here at the number one spot. I want to ask you on the way out here, Wasted, if Fernando Mendoza gets outperformed tomorrow, Oregon beats shit down their legs, and Dante Moore has an insane game, right? Indiana beat them this year already once. But if Dante Moore goes out there and shines and he declares, what are you looking at? Is it Fernando Mendoza or bust with the Raiders?
For me, I'm not just judging it off of one game.
Yeah.
I'm not judging it off of one game. It's not like Fernando Mendoza plays defense. There could be a lot of different reasons why they lose, right? So if they do lose, but nah, man, I'm going off of the totality of what they did in college. And the reason why I'm going Mendoza is because of the amount of snaps that Dante Moore's had. Dante Moore's only played 15 games in college, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not taking that and bringing that to the National Football League and putting them in front of a bunch of men who are hungry to win.
Yeah. Salute to my guy 808. We would love that. Me and Wasted have definitely been Drew Allard fans for a long time. If they can get him in the later rounds, if he's still available coming off that nasty injury, I would love to double dip at the quarterback position and even put a little pressure on Mendoza there. Look, it is what it is, man. We got to get that room right.
Iron sharp as iron, bro. If you can't take a little competition, then you shouldn't be here. Like, you hear stories of when Brady, when they brought Tim Tebow in and Ryan Mallett in New England, said it pissed Tom off. They said if Tebow made one good throw, Tom would go 10 for 10.
Yeah,
that's what quarterbacks and dogs do. We need dogs. We don't need nobody that's up there crying about them bringing in somebody else.
CGR, this is not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But this is my dream scenario. Okay, again, you said dream, so I'm just going off of my favorite, names that I think would be great. So it'd be Matt LaFleur as the head coach. It'd be Brian Flores as the DC, and then it would be Davis Webb as the OC. That would be my favorite OC DC head coach combo. What you got?
Kubiak, Mike, McDaniels, Flores.
Okay. There you go. That would be great too.
Or Vance Joseph, either one.
Oh, Vance Joseph is a DC?
Yeah.
Lateral move, leaving Denver. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen though. But
no. We said a dream, right? We dreamed.
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
F. A man can't dream. I mean, what the F's going on here, man? Man can't even dream nowadays.
Hey, man. There you. Like he says, here's a dream come true. Raheem Morris is the DC. LaFleur is the head coach. Kubiak OC, which is not going to happen.
My Jersey brother, Raheem Morris, that's also a dream. You have everybody youngry out there. We know one thing: he's very good with defensive backs.
Yes.
We'll have a damn good secondary.
Yep. Darian Porter will be a Pro Bowler in no time with Raheem Morris as our DC.
And bro, I just fuck with us having somebody named Raheem coaching us.
Yeah, man. We radio Raheem, bro. Like we got to go get the rings and shit.
Yeah,
defense.
Yeah, man. Wait. Defense or offense.
Yeah, like
listen, when the offense comes, the defense stops it. You know what I'm saying? It's something like
love hate.
Yeah. Or hopefully, he won't wind up being Raheem from Juice. I heard you told the cops I killed
Raheem's dead.
Yo, Raheem's dead.
Yo, salute to GA too. Dan Wasted pick same dream team as me, first time for everything. Salute to GA.
Yeah. Listen, man, the sun shines on the dog's ass once in his life.
Yo, other than that, you guys, we'll be live tomorrow. I believe Wasted probably doing a solo show as well. I know he's gonna put something together in terms of some college football content. We've been talking about that a lot behind the scenes. So expect Wasted to drop some more content in terms of Indiana and Oregon, his take on that. Yeah. And again, me and Hammer will be calling the game. So hopefully you guys pull up tomorrow. Come kick it with us. It's going to be fun watching Fernando Mendoza versus Dante Moore for the second time this season, but with way more implications with this one in the playoffs. So other than that, you guys, appreciate every single one of you guys. On the way out, wipe them feet, pay your bar tabs, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Anything on the way out, brother?
Nah, I just want to tell not Wasted, but Bodega, he's in the gulags.
There you go.
Blocked.
There you go. There you go, Bodega. Still to our guy Bodega in the building. Other than that, you guys, we are outro.